What is up, everyone? It is Bucky, and welcome to another wonderful Objective-C tutorial. And in this tutorial, I'm going to be teaching you guys. It's called Synthesized Accessor Methods. Sounds confusing, but it's really a lot easier than stuff we learned before. What this is it's a way to automatically generate setter and getter methods. For example, I don't even know if you guys knew it or not, but what we did right here is we built a setter method. And this pretty much took a variable and set a value to it. Now, this is a pretty easy way to do this, and there's also something called a getter method where you build a method to get the variable, just the variable's value. But since setter and getter methods are used so commonly, Objective-C gave us an easier way to make it so we didn't even have to build these methods at all. So why did I teach it to you guys? Just for fun, just because later on you might need to know it. But there's a way to bypass this entire system, and it's called synthesized accessor methods. So let me show you guys how it works. In case you can't remember from like one tutorial ago, we have three different parts of our program: our interface, our implementation right here, and our main program. So in our interface, what we did is we outlined all the methods that we're going to use and all the variables that we're going to use with our program. Simple enough. So instead of using setter and getter methods and building them one by one by one, I mean, if we have a bunch of variables, that's going to get old. So go ahead and delete your setter methods, which is set age and set weight. And these are the methods that allowed you to give age and weight a value. So go ahead and delete these, and instead, under, why did it turn gray right there? I don't know, but oh well. And instead, under your two variables, when you declare them, what you want to do is put the @ sign, press property, and put int age weight. Now, what this does is this identifies the variables in your program and identifies that they are indeed properties. Probably any variable that you have. Since this is persons, their age and their weight is one of the properties. Pretty much any variable you have is a property with some exceptions. But anyways, go ahead and delete your method declarations, which were those setter method declarations, because we don't need them anymore, and instead put @property. And what this does, again, like I said, identifies the variables that you want to have automatically setter and getter methods generated for. So now that we did that, go ahead to your implementation section, and again, go ahead and delete the set age and set weight right there. So now we only have one little method, our print method. So now what we need to do is we need those setter and getter methods, but we don't want to have to build them ourselves. We want to have Objective-C build them for us. So right above your print method, but remember you need to be inside your implementation, go ahead and press synthesize. I don't know if I spelled it right. Synthesize. Good. Looks good. And this is why it isn't. There we go. I was like, it should automatically pop up, but put the @ sign and synthesize together. That's why. And go ahead and write age, weight. And what this does is, if you're saying, what the heck does synthesize mean? Synthesize means automatically build our setter and getter methods for us. So you know those two methods that we just deleted? Now Objective-C is automatically going to build them for us, and in addition to that, it's automatically going to build us getter methods, which allow us to get the variable as well. So again, that just have, instead of probably 12 lines of code, now we have one little line of code, and instead of building the methods by hand, Objective-C is going to build them all automatically for us. Don't believe me? Check this out. Now, ooh, nice, a text. Now, in our main program, again, these methods are no longer Bucky set age and Bucky set weight. Now, how do we use what we just created, or actually our computer created it for us? Well, anytime we want to change the property of an instance, all we need to do is write the instance name, and remember, I already created an object. Object and instance are the same thing. Name Bucky, and he has a property called age. And anytime we wanna, what this would do right here is the syntax is instance dot property. So if you want to change the value of it, just go ahead and put age is equal to 12. Bucky dot weight is equal to 540 or something. So this is a lot easier than having to pass a parameter or argument into a method. This is a lot simpler way just to see it. Look at the object, then look at the property, then add a value to it. And again, if you just want to print it out, it would just be like Bucky.weight. But we already have a nice print method built for us. Actually, we built that. So let's go ahead and build and run this and see if I messed up anything. Succeeded. So now what we need to do is build and run this, and I am using my old, I had another console open for another program. That's why it wasn't working. So right here, I am 12 years old and weigh 540 pounds. Wow. Hello, Maury. And last but not least, this is how it worked. So in the interface section, instead of all of your different methods that you would build, instead you're just going to add a property. And what this does is say, alright, these are the things I want setter and getter methods for. I want to be able to change these variables. That's essentially what I'm saying. Now in your implementation, you go ahead and write synthesize agent weight. So remember, your implementation is where you build your methods. So instead of building them by hand, we just say synthesize them, which means create them for us. A lot easier again. And then instead of using methods to change the agent weight, we just go ahead and directly call that property and change it right there. So I mean, this is like 5,000 times easier, and this is probably what we're going to be doing from now on. But I mean, I need to show you guys how to build methods, and mission accomplished. So this is called Synthesized Accessor Methods. Hope you learned a little bit. So thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time. Oh, by the way, don't forget to subscribe and check out my blog. Plug. See ya.